Welcome back, tubers. If you like this type of content, please consider a like, a subscribe, and also leave a comment. Thank you. Okay, welcome back, tubers. Just another day in paradise, I like to say. Today's going to be a beautiful day. This is my channel, Reverend Jeffrey, and we are rebuilding a house that I paid $1 for. And, of course, it needs everything. Today is very, very special. It is a day that we have all been looking for. Let me give you a minor tour and show you why it is so very important. Once I get away from all the sunshine, my God. The kitchen, like I said, you've seen it last video or so. Everything is ready to go. I got one piece of sheetrock. It's as soon as my tub spout comes in, the diverter for the tub, it is supposed to come in tomorrow. I'm excited about that, and then I'll get that, get my PEX all finished up. You see, I got some, I've got my PEX fittings ready to go, and my PEX pipe is right there. It should be about the right height. It's all plumbed in. I've got, like I was saying last time, the toilet's plumbed in, shower's plumbed in, the sink is plumbed in, and we come out here. The sink is not quite plumbed in. It's ready to go. I gotta trim this board back here a little bit so that the sink can move over another ½ inch or so. And I realized just today I needed some 3-inch nipples to go from the wall PEX thing out here to the fixture. I'm going to be working on that today. I'm still working on wiring this GFCI outlet. For some reason, it doesn't like me hooking up a second string of outlets to it. I got the kitchen outlets all strung over here to it, but I mean, the first outlet will work, but you go down to the second outlet, and it boogers up everything. I get a fault or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's irrelevant. Again, what I wanted to show you today is the utility room. I got my water tank positioned. I've got all of my PEX tubing all completely plumbed in. What's going to happen though, I'm going to fill up my tank. There's a fill valve, not a valve, but it's a bib hose, whatever they call that, I don't know. Anyway, you fill it up with water with the hose, and it comes out of the bottom here. This is my cable harness, goes along the side here. I've got a panel that'll mount up on the upper cabinet over here that'll show you the depth of the tank. Because it'll be inside of a cabinet. I'll get me another base cabinet, and then I'll stick that inside. Anyway, it comes up to here. I've got, this is a DC switch. Water pump works. It feeds water. Here's my main water shutoff. Filter system. I'm going to add some more filters at some point later on. I want a chart. Right now I just got 2 5-micron sediment filters. What I want to do is put a carbon filter in, like in this second one, and then a third one, sub-micron, 0.35 micron. I'll get around to that. And the only thing missing from here is my UV light. I'm going to stick in my UV light up here, so I'll need to rearrange my tubing at that point. But for now, I got it functional. Okay, so I split off with the cold water. Cold water feeds the rest of the house, splits off over to here, comes down and around, comes into the bottom of my hot water tank. This is infrared, like I mentioned last time. Comes out, hot water feeds the rest of the house. So hot and cold go down there, splits off with T-valves, goes everywhere. And I split the cold water off also at this point over here. Comes down here, goes into the wall right there for the refrigerator ice cube maker. Anyway, if I can back up here a little bit, there's my battery. I mentioned it last time in the last video. It is a beast. 12 volts, 1730 cranking amps, right? That's MCA, marine cranking amps, not CCA. And it's about 3,000 watts, or 250 amp hours, roughly. I think I put that on the screen last time. I've got my battery wired in, comes up to the front side of the breaker. All the other positive loads go to the devices, and the negative comes up to the one side of the shunt. And check this out. This is a Victron Smart Shunt. Ooh, look at that. Battery's at 100%. I just hooked this up this morning. I've started my data, so I have no history yet, but eventually it's going to show me the pluses and minuses throughout the day when I use the battery and stuff. So anyway, everything else is negative, gets connected on the other side of the shunt. And and this is my charge controller. Comes in from my solar panels. My solar panels come in. I'll show you those in a moment. And then this goes out to the battery charger. It's hooked up to the negative and to the positive. It is, if you can see this, let me turn the light on here. You can almost see that. I don't know if it's in focus or not. But I got an arrow going that way. It's showing that voltage is coming in from the solar panels and it is feeding the battery. And if you can see it, oh, there's a little smiley face on that battery. You can barely notice it, but I like that. Smiley face on the battery. It is happy. Okay, so for any DC loads that I have, originally I wanted to make all of my lights in the house DC, but the way it turned out was that I got these, well, you can see them up here. I got these pop-in lights, and you feed AC to them, and they automatically produce LEDs there, DC for the LEDs. So it worked out to be easier that way. I didn't challenge it, so whatever. Anyway, the only DC load I got hooked up to it right now comes over to here for this switch, and that turns on my water pump that feeds water pressure. Now, if I leave this pump on all the time, I will have continuous water pressure. Oh, roughly about 40 psi, whatever. But I don't need to. If anything, there might be some parasitic losses DC-wise, and I don't want to, bring down my battery. So I'll only turn this on when I need water, and if I'm actively in the kitchen and I'm using water or the bathroom or something like that, I'll just leave it on for the time being, but then I'll come in and I'll turn it off. No need to be having water pressure at all the times. And the fittings, all the PEX fittings, everything, they don't mind. It's better not to have water pressure all the time anyway. So I have not pressurized the system yet. Like I said, I still got the kitchen sink and the bathroom faucet that I have to plumb in, but the whole rest of the system, the utility room, the washer dryer over here, and the hot water tank, filters, everything is completely, totally plumbed in. The whole bathroom's all plumbed in except for the bathtub. So, it is going. Now, here's my inverter. It will take the voltage. Right now, the voltage from the solar panels is just charging my battery, keeping it topped off. But eventually, I'll want AC. On the back side, I've got AC going to the house, goes into the wall, up the wall, goes over in the attic, comes back over, and it comes down. It's the orange wire in the breaker box, comes over, feeds a 40 amp breaker. Now, 50 amp breaker here, 40 amp breaker over there. I'm well within specs temporarily. Eventually I want to get a 200 to 300 amp breaker on here once I start hooking up all these big guys. And then, of course, the hot water heater is not hooked in yet. It'll go right into there. And it uses 30 amps max. There's 4 hot settings, right, from warm, medium warm, sort of hot, and then very hot. Anyway, this circle area here will tell me the temperature of the water, whether it's 110, 120, whatever. It'll tell me temperature. And I can adjust it. There's a little screen there, power on switch. It's all touch sensitive. Anyway, I'm so excited because, like I said, I finally got all of this miscellaneous all plugged in. So I've got lots and lots of room for other devices on here. Eventually I may hook a couple more up. I just happened to buy this one. It had just the right amount. Like again, I was saying, I was going to have a bunch of lights on here. We scrapped that idea. Now they're all in the regular breaker panel. Anyway, big battery. Now, I left room, like I said, I moved my inverter up. I've got room in here for another shelf and put a second battery. I can run 24 volts. This charge controller, even though it's very small, does 12, 24, 36, and 48. Now, eventually, once I get more solar panels, so I've got 2 of them into the window. Now, this is a Harbor Freight 100-watt solar kit, and it takes all 4 panels to be 100 watts, so they're roughly about 25 watts apiece. Eventually, I will want to put solar panels on the roof. Once I get the mortgage money, I'm going to be working on that. I'll buy like 10 panels at 300 watts. That'll be 3 kilowatts, which is great. Like I said, this one battery is 3 kilowatts. This inverter is 6 kilowatts, so well within my realm, well within my space to do that. So I got built-in expandability. I'll never have to change this. It'll go to 6,000 watts. If I put a second battery in, this one's 3,000 watts, a second battery will give me 6,000 watts. This will handle it. So all I got to do is add 2. I don't have to reconfigure anything. Except for my shunt now. When you put a second battery in, there's another second line that goes for blah, blah, blah. You got to reconfigure the shunt. So anyway, I've looked online, several different videos about how to hook up this system correctly. And believe me, you've got to do it right. So, and I've done it right. The negative of the battery comes up to the one side of the shunt, and everything else is attached to the other side. It shows everything coming and going out of the battery. And then like you were seeing on my little phone, it is Bluetooth. Look at that, battery's at 100%. Now eventually when I start using kitchen stuff, blenders, little toaster oven, washer dryer, whatever, it's going to draw down the battery, and then I'll just leave it alone for a couple of days, go easy on it, and then the solar panels will charge it all back up. So, I'm loving it. That was exciting. Man, I can't tell you. I was reading the brochure about this smart shunt. It's got a little panel on it, but it's nothing readable on it. But anyway, and it tells me how to hook it all up. There's the instructions. Now, I also have the instructions for the hot water tank, and I've got the instructions for the inverter. What I'm going to do is put all these instructions into a 3-ring binder, and then I'm going to hang a 3-ring binder up here. It's going to have instructions on how to operate the system, like when to use the switch, whatever, how to change filters, what type of filters, the type of hot water tank it is, and the brand name, model name, everything. I'm going to have this 3-ring binder is going to have everything in there, including a wiring diagram, how everything is supposed to be hooked up, and making models of everything that's being used. Okay, you know, because if and when somebody else takes possession of the house, they will want to know what the heck they're into, you know? This house is going to be 100% totally self-sufficient. Let me get you back around here. I will never have to pay a utility bill. Now, saying that, it is prudent to put a disclaimer in there. You never quite know. You know, you could be a master chef and you need electricity all the time. Somebody will need to know how to add some more solar panels or whatever to make the system a little bit more robust. Technically speaking, master chefs usually use gas for their stove, so I'm going to be maybe putting a countertop element that's going to be gas. Like I was mentioning in the last video, 2-burner element for gas, and then right beside it, 2-burner element for induction heating. I like induction. I've never had a chance or an opportunity to use it, but we'll get there. Now, all this being said, again, I am... Oh, let me turn some lights off here. Anyway, I'm getting ready for an appraiser. I'm getting messages from the finance company that everything is going smoothly and they're getting this prepared for me. As usual, it'll take a month or 45 days to do the financing. I don't know why it takes so long. You know, back in the old days, it used to take, you could, you know, when investors used to buy property, stuff like that, you could buy a house in about 4 or 5 days. You know, on Monday morning, you go into escrow and say, this is what I want, blah, 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 and you'd have, you know, signing by the end of the week. That used to be the old days. Now, for whatever reason, they go at least minimum 30 days on the financing. I've been into it for about a couple of weeks now, so they're saying it's progressing just nicely. My credit scores are just fine, mid-600s. Actually, my high score, I think, is 681, something like that. Not like it used to be a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I had 744 credit scores. Now, once I pay off my credit cards with the mortgage money, right, that'll all go back up. It may take about, you know, 4, 5, 6 months for it to, you know, go back up to where it was. But I'm looking forward to that. So, hopefully now this mortgage money I'm getting, I'm financed $100,000, and so I'm just letting you guys know, full disclosure here. And then $18,000 goes out to pay off all the credit cards. Oh man, that'll be a blessing because most of them are almost all maxed out. I got 2 cards with a little bit of room left on them, you know, and that's what I've been using to finance all these, you know, little things. That smart shunt that I just put in today, that was $130 off of Amazon, or you go to Victron and it's just the same price over there. I prefer Amazon because with my Amazon credit card, I get a 5% rebate, everything that I buy on Amazon. And they give those back to me in dollars that it comes off of the next product that I order. So it's beautiful. I had like over $4 from my last couple of purchases rebate, and I needed some more of those lugs. The reason why I don't have my inverter completely hooked up is because I ran out of 6-gauge lugs. And so I bought, it was like $7.50, $8 for a package of 6 lugs, those copper lugs, you know, because I can crimp those. I bought some 6-gauge lugs, but they weren't crimpable. You had to weld them or solder them or something like that. And oh my God, I didn't want to have to get into that. But anyway, so I got some copper lugs, so I can finish off that, and then I'll have a few extras left over. And it only cost me less than $4 because I got the rebate from buying things on Amazon, it cut the price in half. You know, free shipping because I'm Prime, Amazon Prime. Whoop, right to my door. I will get those tomorrow. I ordered them yesterday, Sunday, and they will be here tomorrow. I love that. So everything is going beautifully. Life, it takes a while sometimes to do stuff. Now, this journey that you guys have been on with me to remodel this house, it's taken a couple of years. I've really concentrated on the last 9 months. I mean, I just went whole hog. I got tired of sitting around not doing anything, and I decided to pick up my bootstraps and to get busy on this thing. I'm getting tired of staying with the friends and family in town, so I want to live in my own house. I've owned this house for going on 6 years now. And the first thing I did, of course, I put a roof on there. I still gotta dig up those pictures for the roof and publish those to the videos. I'll let you know when I get those done. And then the next thing I did was, after I salvaged the roof, is I put in the Milgard windows, so they're thermally efficient. And that made a big difference. That made a big difference in the house. Now, as I'm going around remodeling all the exterior walls, I've done it to pretty much exactly half the house now, not counting the upstairs, which we're going to get into in a couple more videos. I put in the rock wool and then the Reflectix, the heat barrier. And man, this house heats up really nice right now. It'll continue to get better and better once we start doing more and more. I haven't even started the upstairs. I'm putting down the plywood for the flooring, glued and screwed to all the ceiling rafters, and now I've got plenty of space up there in the attic. Again, that's going to be another bedroom up there. It's going to be my YouTube studio, and I got some exercise equipment. I'm going to stick that all up in the middle up there. But to do that, I have to build a stairwell. So behind me, behind the front door here, I'm going to have an opening, and it's going to go upstairs. That's going to be the stairwell to take everything upstairs and to build that out, and that'll be exciting. So look forward to that. Again, today, if you made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe and throw me a comment. I've gotten some beautiful comments here in the last few episodes, and I'd like to see more from you guys. So, it's a beautiful day out. I'm going to go enjoy some of it. Again, I'm kind of in a holding pattern. I've finished off as much as I possibly can. I still got a couple more little things to do. Hopefully my tub valve will come in for tomorrow, and then I'll finish up all the plumbing. And God willing, I'm going to get some more videos out to you for some more adventures. I've gotten 2 adventures now. I gave you the one for the Dungeness Spit here this last time. That turned out to be really good. And I'm getting better at filming those adventure movies. So, still kind of trying to figure out, I need a camera stabilizer. So I got to look online and see if I can get something like that that I can put up to my phone. Because when I go out videotaping, I got to use my phone to do that instead of the camera, which I do here in the house. Anyway, again, I'd love to see you all come back. Again, let me know that you like these episodes, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming.